I'm making this video more for me because I feel so out of touch with the world, and I'm starting to feel a little better, a little more like a human being. And this whole last year has been a year of healing after the deepest pitfall of poor health that I've ever experienced. To give you guys some background, I've been sick for a long time. I remember first noticing things like messing with like my memory and my ability to function and think clearly when I was a preteen. And then from there it started worsening, and it was a lot of different things, but I couldn't make sense out of what was happening to me. And I was always a stressed person, constantly stressed. So I kind of blamed it on that. Like, oh, when I'm done with this, or when I'm done with this, when I'm done with this, then I'll be better. Or then I'll get a chance to finally like look into what's going on. Well, it got to a point where in like 2019, I got so beyond sick. And I like rushed to the hospital, the ER, because something was wrong in here. And not only that, I was experiencing symptoms everywhere, every single part of my body, and it didn't seem normal. Like everything was like my body was falling apart. Fast forward some years, last year I underwent a sewer gas exposure, which made my push for trying to figure out what's going on even stronger, rather than following direction from doctors who were doing nothing. I started pushing and being a Karen and saying, no, not anymore. Something is wrong. My life is passing by. My life has been paused forever. And since then, it's been healing, recovering, and a lot of fighting. But I'm making a video now because during this healing, fighting, recovering year, I have lost hope. I became self-conscious even more than I was before. I gained a lot of weight from the steroids, and then I've slowly kind of recovered. I'm on every single hormone you can think of, every single hormone, because I don't make hormones because I have multiple tumors on my pituitary gland that have been growing since forever, they say. And I also have something called EDS, which is like an abnormal like bone disorder, but other than normal EDS, where it's just like the flexible, mine is both flexible and like not flexible. So I can't push my hands backwards, but I can like move them forward super easily. And I have like super weird bones, they crack, my knees go back too far. I have all this sorts of weird stuff. But not only do I have that, it's like the bones in itself are weird. So I've always had like plugging in this ear since I was a little kid, and I would always get ear infections. And it's because I have a misaligned jaw, but also it's just poorly structured. Same with my sinuses. So I would always get sick as a toddler, always sick in here, always crying, throwing fits, like constantly irritated because stuff was going on all in here. Eventually I just got used to that, got used to my ear being plugged all the time, got used to, feeling stuffy in here, got used to feeling dreamy in my eyes because of the pressure in here. And it wasn't until this last year that after the sewer gas exposure that those symptoms amplified. It's like the sewer gas exposure kind of had to happen, even though I couldn't breathe anymore and had to be on home oxygen. It was just terrible. It had to happen for me to kind of push more to figure out this stuff, because I never could understand why my vision was changing, why I was seeing like pinks and like yellows, and why I felt pressure in here all the time. Because in 2019, when I went to the ER, I was like, something is in here, something is wrong in my frontal lobe is what I said. And since then, it's just been getting worse. And we figured out that it's been bacteria buildup over time, because my sinuses are so narrow and they're basically closed. So this one's like actually really closed, so you can't get into this one at all. This one's like 80-90% closed, and they're super narrow. So bacteria build up over time because it couldn't drain out. So even though like my sinuses are completely empty because like they're clear, that nothing can get in them, the bacteria got in the tissue somehow and stayed in there, and we couldn't get it. Hasn't been getting out. So it's just been getting worse and worse and worse and infiltrating the tissues. So I've been on antibiotics for 5 months now, some strong antibiotics that have caused some terrible symptoms and left me needing blood transfusions because it tore apart my bone marrow. Well, it basically made me so I wasn't making bone marrow anymore, whatever. But long story short, we finally figured it out after going to the ENT a million times that he just needs to drill open my sinuses. So on Thursday, he's going to go in there. He's going to drill out the sinuses so there's bigger holes. He's going to clean out the sinuses, but he's also going to like take swabs of that and take biopsies of the sinuses so we can better understand the bacteria, because there's some really bad bacteria in there, which is why I've had to be on some really strong antibiotics, because the bacteria are really rare and weird. And so from there we can, finally rinse that out and then get maybe like pinpoint what bacteria is left in there and treat that so I'm not in pain all the time anymore, so I can stop these antibiotics. And I will no longer have the pain behind my eyes and the weights behind my eyes that I've had forever. So like, not only was I having all of these hormone issues in 2019, a buildup from over the years, it was also a buildup of sinus issues over the years because of my abnormal sinuses from the EDS, the abnormal bones, which the EDS is so rare that we actually had to do a biopsy the other day. Twice because they lost that one, but another one to match it with this rare gene variant that 11 people have in the world. And the only reason why I did it was because I want to help them with their science discoveries. Like, I'm just happy that we finally figured out what's going on with me, because I've been sick for forever. So as I get better and better and better, I still feel like I'm in this dreamy thing. Like I have like this like weird dream, and like my eyes like this weird haze, kind of like when you're spacing out and you kind of like you can kind of see your peripheral, but it's like your eyes are heavy. I don't know, that's what it feels like all the time. I don't know how to explain it. And so that's happening on Thursday, and I don't know, I'm just making this video because I wanted to update everyone, and I have been so absent from everyone's lives, and I apologize, and I feel so terrible, and please know that I haven't been living mine. So like it wasn't that I was intentionally ignoring anyone. It was the fact that I was so sick, and I got so much sicker this last year. It was the worst. It still is bad. I can't pretend that say that it's not here anymore, but and the fighting is still not here anymore, because it is, and I'm still struggling in all aspects of life, because my life kind of stopped in 2019, and I had to stop complaining about it because we couldn't figure out what was wrong. And what are you going to tell people? Hey, I'm still sick. I don't feel good. No, I can't go out. I'm still sick. It's been 2 years, Chastity. You're still sick? Yeah. Now it's been 4 years, almost 5. So yeah, I've been sick. And so now that I finally am no longer going through menopause, now that we're treating the hypothyroidism, we're treating the adrenal insufficiency, we're treating, the growth hormone deficiency, we're treating all of the hormones, we're finally treating them all. And now that we're treating the sinus issues, I'm starting to like see the world. I don't know, but I'm like waking up, and I'm happy at first, and then I'm realizing, crap, what am I waking up to? What is my life? I have like hardly anyone, and I'm still not ready to add people in my life and be a key member of other people's lives, because I still have a lot to work on, and I still don't feel great. It's very inconsistent, my health, but hopefully after the surgery and after we restart those antibiotics. I had to stop these last couple of days. It'll be so much better, and I'll be so much better, guys. I'm so excited. But once that happens, I have to, you know, like, try to figure out how to pick up the pieces of my life still, and figure out what to do about this experience, because I learned so much, and I learned so much about the medical field. I learned so much about prejudice with women, young women, not being taken seriously, how easy it is for people to profile patients and put something on their profile and it stay there. And then so when you actually need help for something, like me with my sewer gas exposure last year, going into the hospital saying, yeah, I have a sewer gas exposure, I need oxygen, and them saying, no, it's anxiety because anxiety is on your chart. It's just a panic attack. No, it's not a panic attack. I promise. I'm sick. I just had a sewer gas exposure. Please help me. I've been in it for 2 weeks and didn't know because I lost my smell. Please help me. Like, it's just learning so much about the system, and wanting to help other people, because for so long they blamed it on chronic fatigue syndrome. And I knew it wasn't that. I knew it wasn't that. I knew it. I freaking knew it. And I had to become my own doctor, and I had to research on my own, which when I had zero energy, guys, zero energy. So when I wasn't texting you guys, I was either sleeping or trying to plan out how I can get through my months or my weeks, and what to, like, literally I live by checklists, and trying to, like, figure out what it is that was wrong, trying to analyze my symptoms without bias, which is so hard when you're living it, because it's impossible nearly. But I had to try my best to be as objective as possible with my symptoms and try to convey that to people, all while being the one that's sick and losing my mind, because I was literally losing my mind. And especially after the sewer gas exposure, losing my mind. I was very much not myself. And every month, I'm like, whoa, last month I was like, I'll look at a video that I made, like, whoa, I really wasn't mentally there yet. Or I'll look at some notes I wrote, oh, I wasn't mentally there yet. I thought I was, but I wasn't. So every month I get better, and I'm like, whoa, I wonder what it's gonna be like when I am better. Like, I don't know, but I don't know. I just wanted to say that I have the sinus surgery, and you can kind of hear it like when I talk. I have a sinus surgery on Thursday, and this journey has been like the worst ever, and I've documented every single thing that's ever happened from the start, even from childhood, in my teens, writing about these things in my notes, worrying about my memory, all sorts of things. And I have voice memos, videos. Those videos stopped when I gained weight because I was embarrassed, especially with my face, because the steroids put a lot of weight in your face, but we finally fixed the regimen, and now I can fix my adrenal insufficiency without, overdoing it. And so, yeah, so that, but yeah, so I want to put something together, and I don't know. I want to make a project out of this, because I feel like it has to mean something. I didn't work this hard to survive just to survive and not learn from it. And when I say survive, I really do mean survive, guys. I went through brain surgery. I went through everything by myself. Literally by myself. You'd think some people would stand up and like show their love. I feel like in these moments you realize the people who love you and the people who are just there to support you on your highs when you're succeeding. I've learned a lot. I've learned that there's very few people in this world that are unconditional, but that's a video for another day. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. I'm just excited to be a person again, and hopefully you'll see some more of me, and hopefully the surgery goes well and there's nothing bad comes out of the surgery. I really hope that it's good. I'm kind of nervous. I haven't had like a surgery in I've had like biopsies and stuff, but I haven't had a surgery since the craniotomy in 2019, and I'm scared. So yeah, but I know I can do it. So I just wish that I had like my mom or like my sister to like help me. Caden's in the Navy at boot camp, so like he's doing great. But I really do wish I had like my mom's snuggles and or my sister's laughter. But yeah, as we fixed my hormones, by the way, guys, I've become a lot more in tune with my emotions. So before we fixed my hormones, it was so hard for me to cry about people, about like my personal stuff. I'd be mad, angry, because I literally went through menopause, and I like no hormones, and the thyroid treatment really helped me with like seeing people's faces in my dreams again, no longer blobs, like yeah, it helps a lot with like those things. I still have lost a lot of like when you're like kind of like when you're like studying for like a Spanish test or like a test or something, and you're like quickly cramming, and then you like do the test and you do super well, and then you forget it all right after. That's what like my life has been. Literally like a Spanish test. Like it's been like that, and I don't know a wink of Spanish. And I got through Spanish 3 or 4, don't know a wink of it. But that's how like all of high school is for me. A lot of people's names are blur, and I know who they are. Like I'll look at them or I'll see their photos and I think I know you. I recognize you. I think you were in my class. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I think the people I remember the most are the people from before I hit puberty. Like, people I knew, like, at least in, like, 6th and 7th grade and below. I still know people, of course, but it's like I get stuck on their names and I get really embarrassed. And, like, I know even people I really care about, too. And so, like, yeah, so that's kind of hard. But other than that, it's okay. But I kind of just, like, wonder what it would, never mind. Well, yeah, I kind of wonder what my life would have been like had this not have happened. Like, what would have middle school and high school been like? And, because I felt so, like, ditched, like, so weird, so, like, so, like an airhead. And I know, like, that's a terrible thing to say, airhead, but I literally still feel like an airhead right now. Like, in here, it's like behind my eyes, I feel like an airhead. I don't know. Because of those these sinuses in here. Oh, but yeah, so I don't know. I keep stalling. Sorry. I need to cut this video down, but that's all I have for right now. And wish me luck.